Hello, hello, it's Tuesday. It definitely is Tuesday. It's a roasting hot Tuesday, and it's been a very, very busy day. So, without further ado, I'm going to turn the camera around because I'm on the deck of the house, and let's see if I can work out and show you what's going on with the goats and the chickens. So, oh gosh, it doesn't zoom in, this thing, does it? So anyway, we're going to have to just be very... Maybe it does. Oh, yes. Oh, excuse you. Yep, there we go. The chickens are in with the goats. Or should I say, the goats are in with the chickens. Because, yep, I'm still... it's a work in progress, shall we say. The chickens are living in... Where's my finger? This end of the Deagle house, just underneath the camera. And it's split in half, and the goats live on one side and the chickens live down at this end. So the goats' entrance is round the back there, and they go in and they've got their water, their hay, and I give them a little snacky doodle at night time, and that works out beautifully. Excuse me, my dogs are not very happy. Oi! Julius! They can hear me, they can't see me, and they're totally confuddled. This is nothing new. Anyway, so, unfortunately, as you'll see, Miss Mabel, one of the problems with having the goats and the chickens intermingle isn't that they don't get on, it's that the chicken food is in the chicken house. And Mabel is just going in. And she will try and eat it, but she'll have to take the feeder apart, which she probably will because it's Mabel. So I tried to fashion this little dinky fence opener round about here with a bit of handy dandy baling twine. Yep, and it hasn't worked because I have it open too far, and it allows the goats to wander in. So it is trial and error. I have still lost Mabel because blinking Mabel is now in the chicken house chowing down. The goats have decided that this branch that they've had access to all winter is highly exciting. So the three boys are out tearing the branch apart, which is a shame because the goats have actually really enjoyed, the chickens have actually really enjoyed wandering around in there. But in retaliation, the chickens are now out pooping and scratching up through the goats' hay. So there you go. It's obviously going to be a symbiotic relationship, and everybody is going to be desperately happy because I say so. So there. So I have been given responsibility for the 4-horned goats up here, and they will be in the Deagle. It'll be easy for me to get in and out of the Deagle. And if you've got any questions or queries or things you would like to tell me that the goats have got up to, I should say please don't tell me what the goats have got up to because they're really naughty. If you have, make sure that you send them in my direction. I see these roosters. I'm coming down with roosters. I only have 2 guinea hens left, and they're over, oh gosh, I'm hoping I can zoom this in and see this properly, but oh my gosh. I only have 2. They are the noisiest blinking birds in the whole wide world. Janine is going to be ruining the day that they moved this little bit closer to where she lives because they are so noisy. Anyway, so that's where the chickens and the goats from here are. Now, what else? Oh, and the 2 male goats, Melvin and Milo, we're going to take them over to Meredith, see how they fit in over there. I've got 2 male goats there called Larry and Earl, and they're shared between Corey and myself. So we're going to see how they fit in over there and see if it's a good balance, because I think it's nicer to have a slightly larger herd. And we must remember that Blossom and Petal are mother and daughter, and they're they're very well bonded as well. So then they'll be quite happy over here, and they've got a different energy level, those 2 little girls. So Mabel's still not out. You see, isn't it funny that the 3 boys are all outside playing round about here and Mabel is inside chowing down? Oh no, maybe she's come. Oh no, it's Henry. I thought she was out. No, it's Henry. Anyway, so that's what's happening there. And then I'll spin this back round here and make sure I've zoomed it out. Please zoom it out because you don't need a great big enormous picture of my face. So today was sheep shearing day, which is always stressful because sometimes the sheep don't like to go into the barn and have the barn door shut. And I can quite appreciate that because it does get rather hot in the barn. And we had a very successful and the fastest time yet of getting everybody situated in the barn and the barn door secured. It was actually, I'm still amazed. It was very quick, very stress-free. And I brought Nick down and Corey, and Nick had turned around, gone up to the main barn to go and get something. And in that time, Corey and I had the sheep secured in the barn. And that's probably the last time we'll be that fast. But it's a real conundrum trying to get the sheep sheared at the right time of year. We have sheared them in accordance to the previous year's weather, and one year it got desperately cold. The following year it got desperately hot, and there is no magic number. So from that point of view, we're just going with when we've got availability with our shearer, who is absolutely super. His name is Malcolm, and he's actually from New Zealand. And as you'll know, New Zealand lamb is a really big business over there. So we've got the authentic real deal. And he comes out and he does our alpacas. He shears them, and he does the sheep. And he trims the sheep feet, he trims the alpaca feet and their teeth. And he also, there's the guinea hens going. That's them being quite quiet. I'm going to turn this round. You've got to share the pain. Yeah. Fabulous. And they do that all day with gusto and enthusiasm that nobody else seems to share. So the sheep and everybody has been done, and all feet have been done. So that is absolutely fantastic. And somebody asked a question somewhere about, I think it was on Facebook, about what we do with the fibre. Now, our sheep are actually meat sheep, kept as pets. Their wool is absolutely filthy. A phenomenal amount of lanolin, because I my hands were beautifully soft after moving all of the sheared wool, but the fleeces are dirty, and I have been led to believe that they're not particularly great for spinning. So what we are doing with them is we compost them. The alpaca coats, what happens is the body coat is longer than the neck. The legs, the coat on the legs is useless, so we compost that. And then we separate into 2 different bags. The coat, the wool that comes from the body with the longer fibres, and then the neck fibres, which are a bit shorter. And if the neck fibres are long enough, they can be made into wool, etc. But if they're not, we'll have to compost them as well. And we have our very lovely Rebecca, who is going to take another 2 bags of alpaca fibre, and she spins, and then she makes it into, Mabel's come back out. She makes it into wool. And she said she's going to give me wool for knitting, which is a disaster because I only knit scarves. And I think I've only ever finished one in my life, and it was from my grandfather, and it was the shortest scarf ever, and it basically went right round his neck, crossed each leg, each arm over here like that, and that was it. I also think it happened to be pink, but he wore it with pride, and so it went to a good home. So I don't even know if I could knit now, but I might give it a shot. So she very kindly will take that and make it into wool for knitting. And she's an accomplished knitter. And I think there's maybe some people on the barn that are better knitters than me. or more reliable knitters than me, so they might take it. So that will be good. But it's fortunate that we've managed to get them sheared now, because that just allows us to regulate their temperature a little bit better, because it's been kind of hot. I don't know if I've mentioned it's been hot. Yes, it's been miserable, absolutely miserable. Anyway, so that is super. And then I think we've, in the last few months, we've been through periods of change, and Meredith has said periods of change. And I think I was just thinking about things as I was moving the sheep fleeces this morning. I was thinking, it's really funny, there's something that's just sort of clicking here, and I couldn't think what it was. And I've realised that what's actually happened with Meredith is it's come full circle. And we've now got the original team back. And it's really bizarre. And it's lovely, actually, because we now have on Meredith, Janine has this barn here, and she has obviously Goldie's South. So she is... Sorry, what doesn't look good? Oh, yeah. Nick's shouting at me, it doesn't look good because my little goaty Doty, who went into the chicken house and then came back out, she's gone back in again, because that's Mabel for you. Anyway, so we now have our original team back. And this was the original team that Janine actually created. And we've actually maintained for a very long period of time. So, on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Fridays, we have Pam as the main lead, and she is supported by Cindy and Coral, because they can't come every day, but they come and they help Pam, and they're all very good friends, so they have a really fantastic time. And then on Thursdays, Karen McGrath has come back, and so she will be coming on Thursdays, and the days that she can't come, I will fill in for her. And I am so relieved Karen has come back, not only because we're all very good friends, but because Karen actually comes behind me if I've been playing with power tools and puts screws in straight and sorts things out so they don't fall down, because I'm not to be trusted with power tools. So I am absolutely delighted not only to have my buddy back, but also to have my foreman back, who'll sort out every mess that I ever make. So that's great. And she is delighted to be back with Harley and making Harley do her Harley dance. So that's wonderful. And then on weekends, Nick and I go over and we get the barn tidied up and then ready for the week. So it's all working very nicely. And as for animals, on Meredith we have, let me get this right, we have Boone, we have Enzo, we have Harley and Hedwig, we have the 2 alpacas, we have 10 sheep, we have the 2 goats, Larry and Earl, and at the moment we have Misty, the mule, and we have Alfie, the mini horse. And I must be missing someone because I do this all the time. I'm going to show you Nick. Did you sort it? Poor man. Oh dearie me. So that's what we've got going on over there. So it's really nice. So I feel quite content that we've gone full circle and our team is back together again. So that's really lovely. And we also have, as part of the team, we also have Corey and Emily. And Emily, I should actually mention, does a Sunday. Yes, so we're all organised. So that is good. The other thing, what else was I going to tell you? I can't for the life of me remember. I should probably go and check the messages just in case there are some. Oh, it wants me to swipe somewhere. Oh, here we go. Look at this. So if you have messages or questions, please send them now. Yes, it is Tongue Out Tuesday because everybody's panting because it's so blinking hot, Kim. Oh, Mabel is a total sneak. I love Mabel. She is so naughty. She is just so naughty. She's actually full of piss and vinegar, quite frankly. But she's actually very affectionate when she gets over herself. So, Nick is actually trying to fix the cameras at the moment, which is why I'm standing out here, and I'm really hoping that this thing has actually been working, because he's got the internet up, down and round about, and it's quite horrific. No, Nick's working full time, so he's not really down looking after the ducks at the moment. And he's also been travelling with work. The last 2 weeks he's been away travelling. Oh, the other guineas, they flew off. I had 3. So I had 3. I started off with 8. And then some of them didn't make it to adulthood. They just sort of like faded. And then over the winter, I had 3. And then I went into the chicken house one morning and one of them was lying in there dead. It obviously decided it was going to unalive itself. I'm not sure what happened to it. Everybody's been healthy and happy, and so I don't know what happened, but it didn't make it over the winter, and so I'm now left with 2 very noisy guineas. So I'm afraid that's what happened. I've got no good answers for that. Yes, that's right, Kim. They've been worked on. Nick will have them on and off for a bit, and then hopefully he will get the blinking things fixed. Yeah, it's really nice, Carol, because that's us. She'll be on Meredith. She'll not be over here because she does have responsibilities and she works, etc. So the time that she's going to give will actually be on Meredith, and but you'll probably see her in videos and things like that, and she'll post herself online. So it's really nice. It's very much, Pam actually said it's like the farm family, because we've all been together for quite some period of time, and Pam and Coral and Cindy all went to school together, and we're all kind of like we're very young ladies in our 50s, so there's a lot of people who have had very, very long relationships, which is lovely, and I feel very, very, very grateful in the fact that I'm obviously a foreigner. You'd never know it, but I am, and I've been welcomed with open arms. So it's just really lovely. So it's nice to have our team still working away, and it's done with such positivity and such happiness. And I think everybody just loves these animals, because why wouldn't you? So it's great. Well, Robin, I've been complaining about the weather, and I will say we haven't had high humidity quite yet. I'm just waiting for that. At which point I'll slide off the deck. Hi, Carla. Oh, no, it's very different, Cindy. She's not been on Goldie's. She's Blossom and Pearl are staying down on Chaos Hill. It's just the 2 boys I'm going to take over for the moment. And if it doesn't work out, then we'll bring them back. Yeah, humidity is absolutely horrible. It's working so far. Well, that's good. Maybe this is my sweet spot. I'll be standing out here in the rain and the wind and the... Oh, look at Mabel, honestly. See this go? Mabel! She's head-butting the fence because she can't go back through the gap that she came in. Honestly. Yes, it's just Milo and Melvin who are going to Meredith. Oh, so the arena is very dusty. So this is for Fernanda. The arena is very dusty, and when the animals roll, it just goes airborne. If the horses come in at speed, it's airborne and it's brutal. So Janine was taking off the top layer of sand in the thinking that the stone dust underneath is heavier and it isn't quite as inclined to be as airborne as sand. So she was taking that out, but she left areas in the that are deeper in the corners so that they have somewhere to go and lie down. You know, I was having this conversation actually, Judy, with Janine about the ducks, and they can get to the small pond because there's actually a direct path down to it. I don't think they like the fountains. I think that's what puts them off going into the pond. So we might have to think about alternating them on and off. Maybe if we put them on a timer, that would be good. Oh, thank you, Fernando. That's kind. No, Milo and Melvin get on just fine. Janine says they're not eating the food. So I'm going to take them over with the other two male goats to see how they get on over there. And, as you know, everything's flexible. Janine is very, very keen on the two female goats. So, and they are lovely. They're really lovely, those two goats. And, you know, Melvin and Milo are just Melvin and Milo, and they talk all the time. They're really noisy. Well, I don't think they're noisy, actually. That's probably because I'm the one talking to them. Yeah. Anyway, so we'll see how they go, and if it works out well for them, that's great. If it doesn't, they'll come back, and I might try and get them integrated in with my naughty 4 goats up here. Oh, are they your favourites? They're my favourites too. Don't tell Blossom and Pearl though, Tiggy. But you'll still see them in video because Pam will post videos and I'll post videos, and you never know, they might be back and forward. So, yes, I've chased the fox off very many times, and I've had the dogs out in the garden. They're over here because I actually think the fox won't come in and mess with the goats, to be quite honest with you. Yes, exactly. And so we're hoping that this works out really well for them. They're actually in a double fenced area because you can't get into the pond. All the gates are shut. So I'm hoping this is actually really nice and secure for them. And it does come and have a nosy, and it has, I think, taken 1 or 2. Funnily enough, it hasn't taken the blinking roosters. I'm still coming down with roosters that I did not purchase. Well, there's water. There is water in the paddock. I think maybe what we'll need to do is put it onto that's just a small ponds fountain onto a timer. The reason we have the fountains is to aerate the water so that the bacteria level stays low. So it's really all about the pond health. But I think we could probably pop that one onto a filter so that they could get out onto the water. No, I'm still going. Well, they'll have to go next week because I have a farm car on Meredith, and I haven't actually bothered. I'm spending a lot of time at the car registry. The RMV and I are really great friends, and I've got to go and get it registered and its number plate done. And because it's been internal on the farm, I bought this car purely to use for transporting hay and the bedding pellets and feed, because my car's not big enough. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but I used to, my very favourite car, unfortunately it was written off by having yes, thank you, a very abrupt meeting with the storage container. was a Ford Expedition. It was about 15 years old. I'm not sure how the bodywork was still attached to the axle, because quite frankly I was convinced that in windy weather I was going to be airborne and the wheels would still be going. There was so much rust on the underside of it, but it was fantastic. It did exactly what I needed to do. I wasn't worried about the dogs going in it. I wasn't worried about, nobody would ever race me, which was fantastic. Nobody was competitive about it in any way, shape or form, but I loved it because it was an extra long and it had the biggest storage area in the back. I could get 7 dogs in it. I could even put my blinking children in it. Costco runs were an absolute breeze. It was phenomenal. And then it died. And I haven't quite met anything quite like it. So Nick and I, we grabbed this car because I don't have a car that tows. And Janine ends up having to do all the towing, and it's a lot for Janine because she's really the only person that likes doing anything with a trailer on here. So I think it became apparent, when transporting the hay back and forward from Meredith and all the feed that's going on now, that we needed something a bit more commodious, and so we bought a 20-year-old car. And its 2 front seats are fantastic. It runs at the moment, and when it dies, it dies. But it's got the biggest space in the back, so I can get lots and lots and lots of stuff in it. And then Nick will not be in a bad mood with me for putting hay in his car. Well, it's our car. And all my horsey and donkey and smelly accoutrements can come out, and then he'll be happy forever. So there you are. So that's what we've got going on. So I'm going to put Melvin and Milo in the back of that in a big dog crate. But I'll have to wait till next week. Now I'm just seeing if there's any more questions. Fernanda, I've got 6 roosters. I only had 1. I've ended up with 6 and I don't know where they came from. Yep, and they're all shouting at each other. No, I think somebody put them over the fence, Marilyn. I'm collecting roosters, and not by my own choice, I might add. But I'm too soft to go and do anything about it. I'm hoping that because they've got such a large space that they'll all get on just fine. Honestly, no more roosters. Anyway, Thursday will be with Bella. She's going to do mail chats on Thursday, so I will be back, I think, next Tuesday. And if you've got any questions, you can also send them to me. Oh, I love Escape to the Country too. Oh, do you know, that programme has been around for so long. I used to watch it when I lived in the country in Scotland, and I always thought it was really fascinating. See all these things that you used to watch that are now coming back, and it's good fun, all good fun. So I hope everybody has a wonderful week. I hope the weather is kind to us all, and I'll be back next Tuesday. So have a lovely week, and thank you so very much for joining me, and I will speak to you all later.